produkto ay gusto kong i-endorso. Pero ang manok ng bayan, hindi ko matanggihan. Bukod sa sobrang sarap na, kasangga ko pa sila sa pagtulong sa mga kapuspalad nating mga kababayan.
Kaisa mo kami sa inyong taus-pusong serbisyo at pagmamahal sa Kamaynilaan. Yorme, ang ganda ng Jones Bridge.
Thank you. Pero Tom Jones na ako. Taga, samahan mo na ako sa mga bata. Pogje tayo.
Choose to go ang nag-iisang nokma ni Yorme.
Hey,
Sir Benji, may inireklamo na naman daw po kayo.
ang sarap-sarap ng uling roasters ko. Bakit ko konti lang yung stores? Boss Ronald,
Patulfo ka ng patulfo. Eh, nasa harap mo na ang solusyon. Buksan mo manok mo. Masarap ang uling roasters.
salamat na marami, sir. Sakalan niyo ba, idol?
Tama na, hindi tayo close.
Dahil sa buhay, kailangan mo ng kasangga. Uling Roasters, sumobra sa sarap. Pasensya na.
From Kiamba, Sarangani Province, the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world, 8th Division World Boxing Champion, the fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacman Pacquiao. At ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan, 100% ang sarap, 100% healthy, 0% antibiotics.
Manny, anong sasabi mo? Baka na yan! Ito ang nag-iisang manok ko. Chokes to go, ang nag-iisang MP, manok ni Pacman.
watching those videos really warms my heart. And grabe no, fourth run na pala natin ng Heroes Online Summit. And today is a special day because we are celebrating one of the Philippine heroes, Andres Bonifacio. Happy holiday sa inyo. Happy Andres Bonifacio Day sa ating mga Pilipino. And what a better way to celebrate this is with our modern day heroes, right? Welcome everyone to Heroes Online Summit 4. Wow, we never imagined this online summit to be on its fourth run. Nagsimula lang po tayo last year during the pandemic and now we are on our fourth run. Usually we do this on a semi-annual basis. And we are so much grateful for all the support since our first Heroes Online Summit. I am Coach Janice, a wealth coach, author, speaker, confidence, and relationship builder. I will be your host this evening. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 2 hours with us. Yan. So for those who are new here, HEROES stands for Helping Entrepreneurs Rise and Overcome Economic Struggles. Our goal is to inspire all the entrepreneurs to keep going despite the great pause that has happened in 2020. And now, we are continuing our mission and hopefully reach more people. Again, welcome everyone. And hello sa ating mga guests ngayon sa ating Zoom room. We are also streaming live on Muzencor's Facebook page. So to hello din sa ating mga live viewers. Okay? So for everyone here in our Zoom room, we have a few reminders and suggestions for you. Okay, number 1, please turn off your audio when not speaking. Number 2, turn on your video all throughout the program. We will also be sending our virtual background here in our chat box for you to use for a better virtual experience. And if it's your turn to speak, kasi later on we'll have a panel discussion wherein you get the opportunity to ask questions live, you may turn on your audio and your video. And if you're using your laptop, make sure you are on speaker view. If you have any questions or you would like to say hi to everyone, you may type your message in the chat box for everyone. At the end of the program, we will have a panel question and answer with our heroes so that you can just keep your questions ready. Post your BTS photos on IG. We have an IG for Muzencor and on Facebook, and tag our Facebook page, Muzencor Consulting Inc. And also tag me as well, Janice Senorin-Delacruz on Facebook. So what are we expecting for tonight? Of course, we will be hearing from our 4 great speakers. We have invited Mr. Jonas Dupo, Miss Cris Alegre, Dr. Gilyn Marasigan, and Miss Grace Audrey Veluz, who is a nurse. Okay. And as they share with us their life as OFWs and frontliners. And this is the exciting part. We will also be having raffle prizes from our sponsors. Those who are here with us here inside our Zoom will get a chance to win the following. So we will have 5 winners of 2 packs of butterscotch coffee tea bags courtesy of Coffee Crafters. 3 winners of Chooks to Go gift certificate. And 3 winners of our grand prize. Ito, bundle na siya, no? So 5 packs of coffee, Chooks to Go GC, and 3 books. Yan. Ano yung mga books na yan? My Book, Tata is My Hero, and then To the First Woman Who Loved Me, and Dr. Doop's Be a Value Billionaire. Wow, thank you very much to all our sponsors for supporting Heroes Online Summit 4. And before we officially start, may I request everyone here to please turn on your videos for our Zoom feed, our photo op. Again, our tech team sent the virtual background in the chat box. You may use this and all throughout the program. Okay, So let's do our Zoom fee. I'll be sending in the queue for everyone. Please turn on your videos. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, another one. 3, 2, 1, smile. And the last one. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, thank you very much for your active participation. Thank you, everyone. Now I'm very excited to start our first hero. Let's introduce our first hero. Our hero is a nurse by profession. He has a master's degree in public health and Master of Science in Nursing Administration. He was an OFW for 5 years at Sultanate of Oman. And furthermore, he is the CEO and president of John 1414 Book Publishing Center and the founder of Legacy of Kindness Foundation. He authored not just one, not just two, but 7 books, including Overseas to Overflowing Richness. He also was awarded with Excellence in Leadership by the Oman OFW Awards by Philippine Embassy and Philippine Overseas Labor Office. And a finalist in Search for Huwarang OFW by GMA 7700 Club Asia in the year of 2019. He is truly a hero. Let us give a virtual welcome to Mr. Jonas Dupo!
Sultanate of Oman for 5 years, 10 months, and 15 days. And my work overseas is actually one of the best seasons of my life, and I learned a lot of things. And in the first few years, it was difficult, but I am grateful because I discovered strategies that I use in order for me to go home for good, not only rich in money and investments, but also rich in character. Today, I want to share with you amazing things that I did. But before that, I want to show a video that really rekindled that fire in my heart, that awakened me when I watched this video. I believe that it's a lie that we don't love our family members when we leave them. No, the very reason why OFW leave his or her country, it's because of love. Because he wanted to make a difference. He wanted to build a house for his family. He wanted to support the studies of his children. And that's the main root, is love. And there are so many OFWs, and their main intention is actually rooted in love. But once they work overseas, you know what's that big dream inside their hearts? What's the biggest dream of every overseas Filipino worker? The answer: to go home for good with investments. To go home for good wherein they can already sustain their lifestyles, their way of living. But it's difficult. It's easy to hear, like it's like a magic, like, oh, going home for good, that's one of our dreams. But you know what? There are many OFWs who are stuck, staying in for 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, and they did not witness their children growing up. and they only spend maybe 1 month in 1 year. Imagine for 20 years. They only spend almost 2 years to be with their families. What's the root? It's because of love. But I believe that we don't need to stay for decades overseas, because there's a way. If only we know all the strategies, then we can fast track, okay, the time to work overseas, and of course, to be with our family members. Today, I want to share with you 7 powerful strategies for overseas Filipino workers in going home for good. Are you ready? 7 ways, 7 strategies. Number 1 is all about being open. Open up for what? For learning. Open up for what? For information, for opportunities. You know what? When I was, during my last year, I conducted, since I wrote a book for overseas Filipino workers, I also conducted different OFW summits. And it's so difficult to call overseas Filipino worker to attend the workshop. Hey, it can help you. Sometimes they are thinking that you will sell something for them, and they think that, oh, they will like lose their money because they will spend. Yeah, and it's not worth it. But you know what? Big things happened in my life when I started opening up with the information. One time I was so stuck, I think during my 2nd year, and I searched the internet. What will I do to become successful? And there's one message that I read there written: read good books. The next day I purchased a lot of books and I started reading, and I started accepting, oh my gosh, for the longest time, I have beliefs that I believe could bring me somewhere, but no, these are totally wrong. And I was surprised because there are many things that I am ignorant about. I didn't know about goal setting. I'm not aware about financial management, but I only learned those when I started reading book. You need to learn, and you need to accept that you are messing up. You need to accept that you did a lot of mistakes, and you need to listen to the mentors and gurus. You know, you need to read books, you need to attend seminars and workshop. And part of who I am, like my life, apart from the grace of God, I only experienced massive change in my life when I started reading books, when I started attending seminar and training. That's the only time that I experienced change. Okay, there is no room for conceit and complacency, because you are only good in your last performance. Always seek for new knowledge, okay, so that you will skyrocket in your life. Now, after accepting that you did wrong, after learning a lot of things, number 2 is, the second strategy is to set crystal clear goals. How long will you stay more? How many years more? Like, you're staying now for 5 years. Do you want to stay in the next 5 years, or to complete a 10-year, 1 decade of your stay overseas? Or do you want to go home in the next, after 3 years? You need to set crystal clear goals. Before, it was so clear to me. I want to go home after 5 years. It's almost 6 years. That's 5 years and 10 months. But at least I was able to go home. And if you set goals, clear goals, remember this: clarity precedes success. The clearer your goals, the bigger the chance that it will come true. I'm so sad whenever I meet an overseas Filipino worker, and my main question is, how long will you stay overseas? And oh, I don't know, if I still have work, I will stay. See, that's a recipe for disaster. You should have your roadmap. Like, this year I need to build this. Okay, these are the business that I want to start. These are the amount of money that I want to complete in the bank. Okay, I want to save in the bank. You should read it every day. Not just set goals, but read it. You know, like, make yourself aware of your goals every day, and your body will follow the things that you need to do. Okay, always remember this: you can never hit a certain target that you cannot see. The clearer the goals, the bigger the chance that it will come true. That's number 2. Number 3 is this: build your emergency fund. If you will go home, there's a possibility that you will start from scratch. And it happened to me when I went home because of the pandemic. But I'm grateful because I have my emergency fund. Emergency fund is, if you will stop working in the next 6 months, if you save at least 6 months of your salary, if you're earning 20,000 pesos, for example, and then you save at least 120,000 that you can use while you are waiting for your next break, while you are waiting for your business to flourish, emergency will happen. And when you resign, we don't know what will happen. It happened to me. I resigned in December 2019, and I only stayed for 2.5 months, maybe January, February, and then March came lockdown. And I don't have any revenue because I'm only thinking about the recollection, the workshops that I can do. But after that, I am grateful because I had with me, I prepared something. You're afraid to go home because you don't have anything. But once you have your emergency fund, like it will surely help you. Emergency, the word emergency will definitely help you. That's number 3. Number 4 is this: change your lifestyle. If you're trying to visit closet of OFWs, their habits, there are so many gadgets that they don't need, the branded shoes and branded bags. I'm not saying that it's all wrong, but we need to prioritize. You are in massive debts. You don't have any savings, but still you purchase things that you don't need. Okay, you need to live simply. You need to focus on the essentials. Focus in building your asset. Focus in building or creating your businesses. Focus in saving. Okay. And sometimes the new generation of OFWs, they love to travel. They love to, when they go home, they spend everything. Yeah, during their vacation, they spend everything. And they go back again without any savings, but with massive debts. Change your lifestyle. According to Albert Einstein, I love this. Albert Einstein said, insanity is doing same things over and over again and expecting a different result. There will be changes in your finances. Okay, it will improve if you change your life, if you change your lifestyle, if you change your habits. That's number 4. And number 5 is this. Okay, please don't go home if you are full of debts. It's important for you to knock out your debts. One strategy that you can use now is what I call the snowball method. You write all your debts and you slowly settle from the lowest to the highest. And it's suffocating. I mean, I had so many problems when I was working overseas, problems in my workplaces, problems in my relationship, problems in my dreams. But one of the biggest problems I encountered, like it really took a toll on me. Like I believe that time I had depression is because of massive debts. Debts will make you sick. That's why as much as possible, you need to avoid it at all costs, especially for unnecessary things. You can avoid having so much debts if you have your emergency fund, because most of the cases, people accumulate debts if they experience emergency. One of their family members got sick or died, or during typhoon, their house was broken, and they need to borrow money from others. And that's the main reason why they accumulated debts. If they have emergency fund, then they could not, at least, it will stop them from borrowing from other people. So please, okay, settle all your debts. That's number 5. And number 6 is this. You need to create, this is very important. This is very crucial. You need to create passive income streams. Build assets instead of liability. I was thinking, what could be something that can help me when I go home? And I'm grateful because I purchased a 5-hectare farm. We have a buy and sell before, and the biggest maybe like investment I had was improving myself, reading more books, training myself to have sellable skills. And I'm grateful because I know a lot of things. I can speak in front of people. I can write books. I can manage Facebook account and YouTube account. And these are like assets for me. But the most common, I also have my condominium for rent. I have my farm. And you need to focus in building assets instead of building like buying cars. It won't help unless you will use it for business. OFWs, they are fund in building liability. What's the difference between assets and liabilities? Assets, anything that puts money in your pocket. And liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. OFWs should focus in building assets. Okay, it's so sad because 8 out of 10 OFWs, when they go home, they are caught up in poverty, in the cycle of poverty. Imagine 8 out of 10, only 2 overseas Filipino workers are becoming successful. If out of 100, that's 80 broke instead of out of 100. Only 20 are okay. And we need to change that value, that figure. Instead of 80-20, why not increase it? Someday it will be 50-50. One day it will be 80% of OFWs are okay and only 20% are broke. That's good. Yeah, that's amazing. So that's number 6, create passive income streams. And of course, the most important thing that you need to do is this: trust the Lord. We need to trust God. In everything you do, make God, above all the things that you are doing, because He knows better. He knows what's going on. And I work there as a preacher I work as a nurse, and part of what I'm doing in the Sultanate of Oman is being a preacher of a Catholic charismatic community. And I trusted the Lord. And I believe that God is the source of all richness. I believe that even during my most difficult situation, God will do something in my life. I trusted God with all my heart, and I never doubted the Lord. And I think that's the best thing you can do. Make God the God of everything in your life, the different aspects of your life, the God of your health, the God of your work, the God of your finances, the God of your dreams, the God of your plans. Seek ye first the kingdom of Christ and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. That's Matthew 6:33. Believe that God will do something great and big in your life. And that's my prayer for all of you. I pray that you will find that hope. I pray that you will find God in the deepest parts of your heart. And I pray that you will trust the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. That God is there for you, that God is never against you, that He can make your OFW journey a success. Again, make God the top of everything. Now, before I end, my question is this. You decide, what is more painful? A short period of sacrifice, like trying to save, try to reduce your expenses for your wants, or you did not enjoy and use your time with your family and loved ones? First option is short period of sacrifice, or 20 years, 30 years, 40 years that you wasted for almost half of your life. You are away from your family. What do you want? Okay, between the two. And for me, I always follow. When I ask myself before, I always follow the first one. Short period of sacrifice, temporary sacrifice in order for me to be with my family. When I went home, that's December, last week of December, I'm so grateful because we are all together fighting the pandemic. I'm with my family, and that's one of the best decisions I did, going home for good in December 2019. And that's also my wish for all of you. You have the power. My last message is this: if I did it, you can also do it. If I did it, you can also do it. What's our difference? Nothing. We are flesh and bones. And I pray that God will give you the strength, the courage to pursue the things that you want, so that one day you will be with your family. And I believe that that would be the best days of your life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. And to God be the greatest glory. Deeply appreciated. God bless everyone.
Wow! Amazing sharing, Coach Jonas Dupo. Wow. I took down some notes, of course.
Wow, thank you.
I-review natin ang 7 strategies ni Jonas. Sabi niya, open up, set crystal clear goals, build emergency fund, change your lifestyle, knock out your debts, create passive income streams, and trust the Lord. Of course, aside from the 7, favorite ko yung number 6. Yan. Create several passive incomes. Kasi syempre, we want to achieve financial freedom. Not only for ourselves, but also for the people around us. So that we can bless more people. Thank you, Coach Jonas, for sharing your story. And don't you go away, because later on, we'll have our question and answer portion. And so if you have questions for Coach Jonas, feel free to message it in our chat box, so that we will get back to it later on during our question and answer portion. So before we proceed to our next hero, we would like to thank our sponsors. Okay, ready na ba kayo para sa ating second hero? If you're ready, kindly type 1 in our chat box so that we would know if you're ready. Yes, our second hero is a BS Business Administration graduate, major in management at St. Joseph Colleges. She started her career in government service under the Department of Health. She also served in a non-government organization in the Philippine Rural Reconstruction Movement. And in 2012, she established Treasure of Hope International, an international manpower recruitment agency deploying land-based overseas Filipino workers. Our hero also completed an entrepreneurship acceleration program at Wharton University of Pennsylvania, and she is currently pursuing a master's in entrepreneurship at the Ateneo Graduate School of Business. In 2019, she ventured into the business of clean and fix with a mission to help displaced OFWs have a source of livelihood. So ladies and gentlemen, friends, let us all give a virtual applause to Miss Cris Alegre!
Bringing hope to a nation. This has been my company tagline since 2001. Treasure of Hope International is a licensed land-based recruitment agency. The license was given by POEA. We deployed land-based worker worldwide. These are some of the countries to mention that we have catered: Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Papua New Guinea, Oman, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, and many, many more. These are the sample of the workers that we were able to deploy. The girls are factory workers in a solar panel factory in Taiwan. And in the lower left is construction workers that we were able to deploy in Abu Dhabi under a Korean construction firm, Dongil. Before pandemic, I normally traveled nationwide. I go to provinces enable to recruit and interview the applicants from various provinces. It's sad to say, maraming aplikante sa probinsya pero kahit pamasahe, wala sila. So, I opt to bring the job application near to them. When pandemic strike, isa sa industriya na naapektuhan ay ang industriya ng OFW. Ang pandemic ay hindi lang sa Pilipinas. It's worldwide. So, 600,000 OFW were displaced, umuwi galing sa iba-ibang bahagi ng mundo. May mga nag-a-apply na hindi na natuloy dahil na-trap dito sa Philippines, dahil na-ban ang mga travel worldwide. And so, yung business namin was also one of the greatly hit industry in the Philippines. We also pivoted to online platform. We do video conferencing, video interview. We utilize WhatsApp and Messenger. We also have this program, Apply Now, Deploy Later. But we cannot do enough. Hindi namin kontrolado yung mga rules and regulation ng bawat bansa. Like Hong Kong, hanggang ngayon, they are still not widely open in accepting workers from the Philippines. They are accepting, but they require 21 days quarantine. And so this has been a disadvantage to employers to hire Filipino manpower. It's expensive, it's a long process, and a lot of documentation is required. Our staff, when pandemic strike, They are like close to 30, but sad to say, we need to cut down cost as well. So we decided to close our Cebu branch kasi yung Cebu branch namin, the one handling it is also from Manila. And so wala naman silang kamag-anak doon or anybody to run into if there's an accident or emergency. So we decided to temporarily close Cebu branch. And then months has passed. Syempre, ang dami ring expense and walang pumapasok na profit. So we need to make a drastic decision to cut the workers in half. We retrench 50% of our office staff. So we paid their separation pay, some opted to resign voluntarily. So yung mga natira, we make sure that we take care of them aside from the COVID-19 vaccination that they already had. We still provide them with flu vaccine additional. We give them supply of vitamins. We make sure that they will not travel on public transportation, although we operate only on a very skeletal force and partial day. We only open on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and the time is really hindi siya yung naka-steady na 9 to 5 or 8 to 5. So, parang output-oriented lang siya. When the job is done, when the task is done, everybody can just go home. And we've been very careful in the office. We do a lot of disinfection, fogging. Siyempre, nakakatakot din, especially sa mga staff. They have families, ma-expose sila sa applicants, tapos uuwi rin sila sa mga bahay nila. So, we want to give them, even though it's really not predictable, but a little security that we are taking care of their safety while they are in the office. When countries like Middle East started to open, we started to process little by little the applicants. So, syempre, we also practice social distancing, and this, as you can see, they are wearing all their masks, and then we're doing online training. On the previous slides that I've shown you, when we are deploying workers, we used to give them t-shirt na merong logo ng Treasure of Hope just for them to be quickly identified when they reach the country of destination. Pero when pandemic began, when we started to deploy during the time of pandemic, we opted to give them free mask. So they can use this in the airport, and it will also serve as their identity dun sa mga susundo sa kanila. Of course, the number of deployment was not the same. Our deployment dropped drastically to 85%. So imagine, 15% na lang yung nade-deploy namin na workers. Etong 2021 based on our report. And sa dami nang nawalan ng trabaho, many workers are asking and seeking my help for part-time job, sideline. So, nag-iisip ako, kahit na kumuha ng part-time, I cannot give that much. I really cannot give that much. I need to do something and think of something for this OFW para meron silang trabaho habang nandito sa Philippines. And so, it has been one of my future business plan to open up a cleaning company. Nakikita ko kasi ito sa Dubai, sa Australia, so it's an on-call cleaning company. At first, that was the plan, just to set up a cleaning company. But because dahil nawalan din naman ng work yung mga OFW na lalaki, na mga construction workers, was able to think na gawing both cleaning and handyman services company. And so, it is a pandemic-born business. I set this up last year, June. Pikit mata, may takot sa puso na baka hindi mag-okay kasi syempre napakahirap namang magpatuloy ng mga tao sa bahay, especially that we are afraid of the virus. But with the social mission of helping displaced OFW, I was able to push through with this new business called Clean and Fix. So Clean and Fix is a service company. So we do home cleaning, mattress cleaning, aircon cleaning, and all of this cleaning, no? And then kasama yung mga minor renovation, repairs, and carpentry, yung mga ganyan. Utilizing yung mga OFW na naapektuhan ng pandemic. At first, I didn't know that this can be a good and blooming business, no? Kasi I have so little expectation in this business. It's really just to help. But eventually, the idea becomes a reality and it flourish. It flourish. I think kapag meron kang magandang plano para sa kapwa mo, the business will really flourish by itself. So we started with one team. I use yung service van ng mga anak ko pag pupunta sa school. Isang van lang, paikot-ikot, iikot, ihahatid sundo yung mga workers. And now, we are 8 rolling teams na. And I'm so happy that we were able to cover a large portion of Luzon. So we can handle projects in Cavite, Laguna, Bulacan, Pampanga, Alabang, and Las Piñas, and the rest of Metro Manila. So we were able to give jobs not only to several people but to hundreds of people. So these are sample of our project. We were able to handle project as far as Cebu and Davao. Without me flying to those provinces, kasi because of the recruitment agency database that I gather over the years, I can just mobilize anywhere in the country if there's a project need. So, ayan yung mga workers namin. And they are really highly skilled kasi they get their experience overseas. They work as an OFW before and they get their years and years of experience overseas. So, we were able to accomplish a lot of job. We were able to serve a lot of client. I think we helped both ways, the applicants and the clients as well, kasi they needed all these services that we were giving them, no? So, yung mga magbalak mag-OFW, anong advice ba ang pwede kong mabigay sa inyo? First is to never lose hope. Don't stop trying. Masasabi kong talo na tayo sa laban kapag tayo ay huminto sa paglaban. So tuloy-tuloy lang. Samahan ng dasal, sipagan, hanap ulit, hindi natanggap sa isa, hanap ulit. Meron at meron trabaho para sa inyo. Yung mga nandun naman na sa ibang bansa na OFW, lakasan ng loob. Dito ko napatunayan yung sinasabing ang OFW ay modern heroes. Hindi mo pala kailangan, especially ngayon, no, Bonifacio Day, no? Hindi mo pala kailangan mamatay sa digmaan or patayin sa luneta para maging hero. Maging OFW ka, you are considered a hero. Kasi ibang klaseng sakripisyo ng mga OFW. Nandong hindi sila kakain para mas madagdagan yung ipapadala, nagtitiis sa maliit na kwarto para makatipid, nagtitiis magtrabaho sa malayo sa pamilya. So it really takes a lot of dedication and love for you to be able to finish a 2-year contract, 2 years contract. Para sa atin, parang ang bilis lang ng 2 years. Ito nga lockdown natin, almost 2 years na, no? Pero pag OFW ka, yung araw parang sobrang tagal. Pwede mong asahan na, ay katulong lang ako. No, you need to enhance yourself. Yung konting kinikita mo, mamuhunan ka sa sarili mo. You need to invest on yourself. Mamuhunan ka sa skills, mamuhunan ka sa pag-aaral, sa experience. Maraming opportunity after being a domestic helper. You can be a caregiver, you can go to stepping stone mo, nasa Middle East ka, pero eventually you can go to Canada. Marami akong masishare na story na ganun. Successful story. They started in a very small and simple position, domestic helper, laborer, dishwasher man yan. But they were able to climb their way up because of holding on to their dreams, not giving up on their dreams, and yung laging pagiging masipag, matyaga, madasalin. Yan yung mga values ng Pilipino na wala sa iba. And I think that is one of our strength ng bawat isa sa atin. Yung merong laging hope, merong pag-asa. And so, para naman sa mga entrepreneur like me and business owners like me, it also applied to us. Never lose hope. Just keep on fighting. So, maraming obstacles, yes. Maraming ups and downs, yes. Pero, it will all pay off little by little. Pag nakikita mong marami kang natutulungan, and then, money will always follow. Money will always follow. Importanteng alam nyo kung ano yung direction na pupuntahan mo. Alam mo yung path na gusto mong marating. Alam mo kung bakit mo to ginagawa. Yan yung lagi nating naririnig. What is your deeper why? Bakit ko to ginagawa? And when the deeper why is served, it makes you stronger, it makes you better, and it makes you move forward. So, I won't consider myself a hero, pero I think I consider myself like a tool or a bridge in breeding heroes, breeding OFW heroes, and breeding local labor as a hero. I am thankful and I am honored, and my heart is full of gratitude for giving me this opportunity to be able to talk to all of you. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'll see you all in the question and answer portion.
Palakpakan naman natin si Miss Cris Alegre. Napaka-inspiring nung kanyang shinare na story of how she's able to help Filipinos become OFWs, and then at the same time, yung mga OFWs na nawalan ng trabaho during the pandemic, she was able to come up with a business idea to pivot her business so that maka-adapt sa situation that we are in. And it's not only adapting, it's even thriving. Yan. I should know, kasi kasama ko yan si Miss Cris sa aming group sa BNI. In fact, she's our president right now. So thank you, Miss Cris, for sharing your story and inspiring all our viewers. And later on, if may questions po kayo kay Miss Cris, we get to ask her. So please type in the questions in our chat box. We'll have that later on in our question and answer portion. Before we proceed to our next hero, we would like to thank our sponsors. Yan, once again, maraming salamat po sa ating mga sponsors. You made this event possible. Okay, so it's time for the much-awaited raffle. Nako, excited na ba kayo? Yung mga nandito sa Zoom na manalo ng raffle prizes from our sponsors. So for everyone's information, only those who are inside the Zoom will have a chance to win here in the raffle draw. Okay? So let's show our wheel of names. Yan. First off is we will raffle 5 winners of 2 packs of butterscotch coffee tea bags courtesy of Coffee Crafters. Let's spin the wheel. And our first winner is... Hindi ko siya mabasa. Name is... Okay, pakitype na lang po. Yon, si Helen Salita. Helen Salita, congratulations if you're here. Next up, sino ang ating second winner? Our second winner is Senorin-Delacruz. Parang kilala ko yan. Congratulations! And our third winner. Our third winner is Angelica Pejo. Congratulations! You just won 2 packs of butterscotch coffee tea bags. Okay, next winner! Maria Teresa Villegas. Congratulations, Tere. Okay, we're done already. Tama ba? And our next winner is Rosario Rojas, Arkiching. Okay, so we're done already with the 5 winners of Coffee Crafters coffee tea bags. We're going to raffle off 3 winners of Chooks to Go gift certificates. Yes, Architect Majoy Salilig. Congratulations! Second winner of Chooks to Go gift certificate goes to yon, Sunny Boy SPK. Congratulations! And our last winner for our Chooks to Go gift certificate. Ayun, si Nikki Tan. Congratulations! Ayan. So we will get in touch with you for your prizes. We'll be sending your prizes to you. So don't you worry. Meron pa po tayong set of winners for our major raffle prizes later on in the program. So please stay behind. Okay. Excited na ba tayo para sa ating susunod na hero speaker? Congratulations once again. Moving on to our third hero. Our hero is a licensed pharmacist. She graduated BS Pharmacy at University of Santo Tomas. She then continued her education and graduated Doctor of Medicine at Far Eastern University, Dr. Nicanor Reyes Medical Foundation. She finished her residency training in obstetrics and gynecology in Cardinal Santos Medical Center, then completed her fellowship training in reproductive endocrinology and infertility at the FEU NRMF and Jose Reyes Memorial Medical Center Consortium. Currently, she is the Vice President of the Marikina Valley Medical Society and the Philippine Obstetrical and Gynecological Society, Metro Rizal Chapter. She is affiliated with various hospitals such as Marikina Valley Medical, Fatima University, Antipolo, Metro Antipolo Hospital Medical Center, Pasig Doctors Medical Center, and Cardinal Santos Medical Center. Can't wait to learn more about her experience during this pandemic on how she was able to accomplish her mission being a doctor. Let us give a virtual welcome to Dr. Gilyn Marasigan.
Best thing about being a doctor?
The best thing to be an obstetrician gynecologist is when you get the sense of fulfillment, bringing forth new life. And when you see your patient smiling after a successful surgery, those are my happiness. I could feel the sense of fulfillment when I see my patients deliver successfully.
Nice. So tama ba, Doc, you journey as well with your patient? Because, di ba, from the time na yun, ma-diagnose natin sila.
That's true. So pregnancy is a journey. No, for 9 months you get to see the patient every month for their checkups. But in this time of pandemic, nabawasan na yun. No, so you also do teleconsult, and then you see them not so often. So you see them on the first trimester, and then one in the second trimester you give requests for ultrasounds and laboratory exams, and then weekly na, no, pagka it's time for them to deliver.
So yun pala yung difference ngayon. Kapag nabuntis ka during the pandemic, no, tinatawag nila pandemic baby, yun, medyo hindi na ganun kadalas yung physical check-up. Pero meron pa rin online teleconsultant.
Yes, that's true. We do teleconsult. No, so they report to me if they have excessive vomiting or uterine contractions, bleeding. So those are the warning signs.
So you say, Doc, na ano ka pa rin talaga? On-call ka pa rin talaga in terms of medyo demanding pa rin yung work mo as of now.
Yes, that's right. I get referrals because I deliver COVID patients, no, even pregnant ones yes, I have a lot of referrals. I deliver COVID patients and I attend to them. I deliver, COVID patients. Not all obstetricians deliver patients with COVID. So some of the obstetricians here in Marikina refer to me those patients.
So talagang napakatapang ni Doc, Gilyn, because she's putting her health on the line with as well because she's handling COVID.
Yes, actually my mom stopped her practice. No, as I've said, she's an obstetrician gynecologist as well. So I get to deliver her patients too and some of the obstetrician gynecologists here in Marikina.
Kaya napaka-swerte naman natin that Doc Gilyn gave her time with us. Yan, nabanggit mo na ito yung ginagawa mo ngayon during time of pandemic. And I'm just thinking mo yung mga challenges na in-encounter mo ngayon being a doctor. I'm seeing mga videos of doctors na walang tulog, walang samang rest and pagkain. Is that true? Is that something that you also experience right now?
That's true, no? Hindi sa amin yung time namin actually, especially the obstetrician gynecologist. We are on call palagi. The difficult part is when I look for a hospital who caters COVID patients. They get to when they get into labor and they are COVID positive, I call hospitals who cater COVID positive patients. Actually, our hospitals were full, kaya nahirapan ako na humanap ng hospital sometimes.
Yeah. So yun pala yung pinaka-struggle dahil nga sobrang madaming cases, no? So yun nga, no? So paano pag gano'n na wala nang mahanap na open na hospital? What are your options na binibigay sa inyong mga patients?
We also refer them to a government hospital. Sometimes they also cater COVID patients. Not all, no? Kasi syempre, puno na talaga around. Minsan, lumalabas talaga ng Marikina just to have a hospital where to deliver. No? Sometimes I get to call friends from other hospitals para mako-accommodate yung mga patients with COVID.
Okay. How about you, Doc? Kamusta ka naman? How are you taking care of yourself right now? Meron ka ba bang day off?
Oo, meron naman.
Meron naman.
Totoo niyan, I invested in PAPR already. The PAPR is yung parang astronaut ka, no? Para meron kang protective equipment for COVID virus. Kasi syempre, frontliners, no? Dapat talaga meron kaming protective covering or equipments. So there, yeah.
Okay. Apart from during work, you're taking care of yourself, you're making sure na safe ka din. During your off days, ano naman yung ginagawa mo to keep yourself healthy, to keep yourself in the right mind and state, emotional state? Ano ginagawa mo? Can you share to us?
Yes, I do workouts, no? 3 to 4 times in a week, and then I get to spend time with my daughter. She's 13 years old, no? Bonding time pag wala ko sa work. And I do what I love. I also play the piano, do some paintings, and then chat with friends, yeah.
Ayun. So, normal na tao naman pala si Doc. Ginagawa ko sa mga ginagawa din ng tao kasi minsan akala natin, no, puro work na lang sila sa mga ganyang klase. And I think that is really important na meron balance, no, Doc, na in terms of...
Lalo na ngayon, in these trying times, no, talagang being positive, it's so hard. Kasi lagi tayong down. Sometimes, ang advice ko is not to watch news na, no? Na nakikita natin, the cases of COVID are increasing. You just do what you love. And then also think about your whys. Why do you do those things? Why do you do your work? Every one of us, each one of us is considered a frontliner, no? Considered a hero. Kumbaga, just do service to other people, no? The moment you wake up in the morning, decide to be of service to God and His people, no?
Ang ganda nung sinabi ni Doc that every one of us here has a part to take in terms of making sure that everyone will be safe, no? So, wag po tayong pasaway. Sinabi pag lumabas, huwag naman kung lumabas kung kailangan lumabas. Para, di ba, hindi mahirapan ng mga katulad nila, Doc, they had to treat people with COVID. Okay, guys, baka may questions kayo. Just put it in the comment section. This is a great opportunity na magtanong kay Doc when it comes to her specialty, yung kanyang specialization and expertise. Sabi nga ni Kathleen Joy Ramirez, yes po, bawal ang pasaway. Ngayon ba, Doc, mas marami, because since marami ang working from home, marami talaga ang mga couples na they are staying at home. Tumaas din ba ang chances na maraming mabuntis ngayon?
That's true. Ang daming COVID babies. Some of my patients, they text me and then deliver the good news. They're already pregnant. Kasi siguro mas relaxed na. They're all together inside the house. And then mas relaxed, mas nagkakaroon ng pregnancy. Tapos they also do their workup pag may plans talaga to undergo fertility workups. No, this is the time na na ginagawa nila yung workup nila. Kasi magkasama na sila and work from home.
It's good news. Nako, excited na akong ma-meet si Doc. Magpa-consult din sa kanya. Kasi that's also my prayer na workout din namin ng husband ko. So kami, Doc, ng husband ko, we're married na for 6 years, turning 7 in July. So, wala pa kaming baby. And,
I advise you undergo workup.
Yes. Medyo nagpa-consult na rin kami before sa fertility specialist. We need to seek another opinion. Any questions from our viewers? Huwag kayo mahiya na magtanong kay Doc. Doc, nakapag-travel ka na ba? Given this
No,
time?
not yet. No.
Not yet. So, if I were to ask you, do your family travel together? What's that dream destination that you have in mind if we are already allowed to travel?
Yes, we do travel twice a year. Sometimes local, sometimes international. Dream travel would be Japan, no? Yeah. Hindi pa ako nakakapunta dun actually. But yeah.
Where specifically in Japan?
Tokyo.
Yeah,
Tokyo. Food trip, no?
May check ba yan?
Yes. Pero siguro matatagalan pa yan.
Food trip, no? In the meantime, muna tayo? Makontenta muna tayo sa panonood sa YouTube, saka sa Netflix ng mga
movies. Yes, that's true.
Ikaw, if you have this vision, sa tingin mo, where you're seeing right now in our situation in the Philippines, mga ilang years pa kaya ang abutin na finally we can not really say go back to the normal but have that kind of lifestyle na pwede nang lumabas, mag-travel and all that. Ikaw?
Vaccination is going. I think about 2 years. We could already go out, do what we love. No? Tsaka yung behavior din ng mga tao na kung talaga magtuloy-tuloy, you always wear your mask and your face shield, talagang pwedeng in 2 to 3 years we could already do travel and do what we love. Yung nakakalabas na talaga even the elders and the kids, no? Mm-hmm. Na pwede na sila din na mag face-to-face sa school. Basta lang tayo. Sa mga hindi pa dyan nakakapa-vaccinate, I advise talaga do vaccinate to be protected.
Oo nga, Doc, kasi marami pa rin yata naniniwala na hindi pa tamang magpa-vaccine right now. Anong sinasabi mo sa mga tao ganun?
Actually, kahit pregnant, no, pwede nang mag-vaccinate ngayon. So talagang lahat recommended na ma-vaccinate. Hindi pinapromise na hindi ka na magkakaroon ng COVID, but pinapromise niya no severe symptoms. So yun yung mga promise naman ng vaccination. More on benefit siya na versus the risk, kumbaga. So do vaccinate, no? Para lahat na tayo ma-achieve na natin yung herd immunity.
May tanong si Kathleen Joy Ramirez, kahit po ba may asthma, pwede magpa-vaccine?
Yes, kahit may asthma, pwedeng ma-vaccine. Pag na-injectionan ka na, na-vaccinate ka na, sometimes may allergic reaction, but i-monitor ka naman after the vaccine. So you will get to stay there about 30 minutes to 1 hour para makita kung nagkakaroon ng mga allergic reactions. Pero kahit may asthma, yes, pwedeng ma-vaccinate. lalo na may comorbids siya, which is the asthma. Talagang dapat na ma-vaccinate siya.
Oo, kasi yung risk of getting COVID, and then sabi naman nila, tama Doc, no? Even if na-vaccine ka na, you can be still susceptible to getting COVID. But
Yes, that's true.
Yung risk na malala yung mangyari sa'yo is lesser. Tama po.
Yes. Pag na-vaccinate ka na and then you get COVID, pwedeng mild symptoms lang. No? Hindi na siya abot sa moderate and severe. So, hindi naman pinapromise ng vaccine na 100% hindi na magkakaroon ng COVID, but mild symptoms lang yun.
Okay. May tanong si Christine. Buen viaje, Doc. Gaano kahirap ang setup ng OR ngayon as compared before pre-pandemic? Mahirap ba magsuot ang magtanggal ng mga full PPE?
Naku, sobrang hirap talaga. Tsaka matagal siya. Magsuot ng full PPE. We have this level 1, level 2, 3, and 4. When we find out na meron talagang COVID confirm yung patient, level 4 kami. No? Talagang mainit pag naka-PPE. Salute to the nurses kasi talagang hours sila na naka-full PPE, lalo na yung mga nasa ward na nurses. Kami, when we do ORs lang, 2 to 3 hours lang. Pero hirap na, what more yung mga nurses natin. Ang OR setup ngayon, before we do surgeries, RT-PCR muna. Dapat maswab muna kasi mahirapan yung recovery ng patients if COVID positive sila. So before operation, RT-PCR na muna. And then, of course, lahat naka-PPE inside the operating room. Unlike before, naka-scrub suit lang talaga kami.
Yan. Thank you po, Doc. Yan. Sabi ni Kathleen, yung kapitbahay po kasi namin natatakot po siyang magpa-vaccine kasi may asthma siya. Kaya pala yun natanong.
Okay. I suggest you get to speak with your doctor para mag-advise din sa'yo ng mas maganda or ma-explain sa'yo ng mabuti kung ano yung mga benefits ng vaccine. No? Kahit na may asthma, huwag matakot. Huwag matakot magpa-vaccine.
Okay. Sabi nga ni Kathleen, salute ko sa inyong lahat na frontliner. Wow, ang ganda. Ang sarap ng kwentuhan natin ni Doc Gilyn, and I'm sure naging interested ang mga tao. No? So please invite them, Doc, sa iyong mga clinic. No? So para they could visit you and do a consultation. Teleconsult, di ba? Available naman po kayo.
Yes. When you visit the Marikina Valley Medical Center website and then click on virtual care, you can look for my name and book an appointment. And then you can also find me in Metro Antipolo Medical Center along Marcos Highway, Antipolo, and Pasig Doctors Medical Center along Manggahan, E. Rodriguez Street, and Fatima University Medical Center, Antipolo. And also Cardinal Santos Medical Center along Wilson Street, Green Hills. Yeah.
Ayan. So, ang dami pala ni Doc na mga ospital na pwede siyang puntahan. Okay. Sige. So, final message mo, Doc, sa ating mga viewers right now, especially yung mga nagdadalawang isip if they still have to consult a doctor at this time, no, planning to have a baby and all that. So, what's your message for them? To uplift themselves during these trying times.
Do what you love, no? Go back always on your whys. Why do you do your job, and why you are there to impart your skills and talents, no? Do your routines, and also seek the help of your doctor and ask them if you have any comorbidities or any hesitancy para ma-vaccinate, no? You do seek consult with doctors. Huwag matakot, huwag mahiya. laging andyan yung mga doctors para mag-explain, no? Para rin naman sa health natin yun. So, pwede naman mag-consult sa mga doctors.
Saludo tayo kay Doc Gilyn for sharing to us her journey during this pandemic. Okay, you may be wondering, asan kaya si Doc Gilyn? Bakit interview namin yung pinalabas? Doctor on call. Siyempre, pagka doctor on call, siyempre may priority. Kailangan i-priority yung mga taong may sakit and tao na kailangan ng pag-aaruga ng isang doktor. So let's pray for Dr. Gilyn that she's safe and sound so that she'll be able to continue her mission of helping people during this time of pandemic. Ayan, maraming salamat for that very meaningful interview. Okay, now we're already down to our last hero. But before that, before we proceed to our next hero, we would like to thank our sponsors. All right, we're down to our last hero for tonight. Our fourth hero for tonight is a nurse by profession. She graduated Bachelor of Science in Nursing at the University of Santo Tomas, one of the pioneer staff nurse in St. Luke's Medical Center in Bonifacio, Global City, and she was recognized as one of the most commended staff nurses. She then started working in Oman in 2012, and she's the eldest among 3 siblings. Can't wait to hear more about her career journey, and let us give a virtual welcome to Nurse Grace Audrey Veluz.
Good day, everyone. Thanks for being with us here today at the Heroes Online Summit 4. My name is Cris Audrey Veluz. I've been a nurse here in the Sultanate of Oman for 9 years, and I'm here to share with you my experience of working as an OFW nurse during this COVID-19 pandemic. So in June of 2020, I got assigned to the COVID ward in my hospital. It was a very vulnerable time because it was early on in the crisis, back when the world did not yet know how to properly manage COVID cases. So most of the strategies were experimental and it was all very hit or miss. And just like everyone else, I was filled with so much anxiety. But at the same time, I thought that it would be a challenge that I had to accept wholeheartedly because of my commitment to my profession. I asked my family to always include me in their prayers, but in return, I also prayed hard for my mother, who could not sleep in the days after I told her about my new assignment. I also had to accept that I needed to isolate myself from my friends. With my family far away, my friends were my main support system here in Oman. It would be all the more difficult enduring this challenge without their company, but I understood that I had to stay away from them just for a while to keep them safe, like as a precautionary measure. So caring for COVID patients was surreal. It was not as simple as caring for ordinary patients because of the unknowable threat that seemed to come at you from all directions. And it made one so paranoid to think that no matter how hard and tediously you tried to protect yourself, you could still get infected. And no matter how young and strong you thought you were, things could go downhill from there. And true enough, one fine day in July 2020, I came home from work feeling extremely exhausted. I did not mind the tiredness so much because I was used to being bone tired after a shift, so I went to work as normal the next day. I still felt exhausted the entire morning, but I thought that was because had just been a really busy shift. So by evening, I was already running a fever, and one reading even went up to 39.8 degrees Celsius. Screaming in denial, but I was already 70% of what was happening. So finally, the result of the swab test I had done came in the next day and confirmed it. I was COVID-19 positive. I couldn't explain what I felt when the nurse broke the news to me. It was partly relief that my suspicion was right, but also partly bewilderment. And there were so many questions in my mind that nobody could give me the answers to, like, why did it have to be me? Didn't I wash my hands enough? Didn't I disinfect my things well enough? Had I worn my mask improperly? And of course, I asked myself, how am I going to survive this? And I went as far as, am I going to die soon? I did not inform my family nor any of my relatives because I didn't want them to worry about me. There was nothing they could do anyway, being so far away. So I spent 14 days in isolation, sick and alone. Trying to stay alive while being continuously breathless isn't a joke. I couldn't eat because even the simple act of chewing tired me out. I couldn't move much either. Turning from one side to another in bed was difficult. And the bathroom was only 7 steps from my bed, but it took everything I had in me just to get to the toilet and back. I couldn't sleep well because I would break out into coughing spells that would take minutes to recover from. And those few minutes felt like an eternity, like I was drowning on dry land and I felt so helpless. There was a time when my coughing spells were so bad, my oxygen saturation levels dropped below 90%. So I had to drive myself to the hospital to get help because I really felt sick. But I had to do it all on my own. Or now that it was confirmed that I was COVID positive, it was even more important not to get in contact with anybody else. I didn't get admitted, so I just went back home and continued my isolation. Then I returned to work after the required 14 days, but I still didn't feel like I was fully recovered. My appetite was better, but sometimes I'd still occasionally feel out of breath, even while at rest. By the end of September 2020, I started getting palpitations and my heart would beat so fast, also even while at rest. After a few days of observation and after being convinced by a friend who works in the cardiology clinic, I went there for a checkup. And I found out that my heart wasn't getting enough oxygen. So thank God the problem was very minimal, but I had to take a medicine for a few months for this unfortunate effect of COVID-19. So, fast forward to September 2021 and today, we now have 0 COVID cases in our hospital. In Oman, the national statistics of COVID cases have started to improve. The vaccination program here was able to quickly alleviate the COVID situation. As of this time, 78% of Oman's population is fully vaccinated. We're still trying our best to not be complacent in our victories. But for now, it is enough comfort for me to know that we have finally gained an advantage in this war against COVID. While I lay in bed with my thoughts during my 14 days of isolation, I sought to find meaning in the experience. So I began with asking, why did it have to be me? But I ended by saying, since it has to be me, then what? What did my fear have to teach me about myself, about the way I responded to challenges, about how much I valued life? What did being alone teach me about how much I cared about my loved ones? What did being part of the nationwide COVID response team teach me about the changes I wanted to see in my community? So a year later, I can sum up the answers to these questions with the acronym RT-PCR. So R for readiness, T for teamwork, P for positivity, C for compassion and commitment, and R for resilience. So let me walk you through that. We start with R for readiness. This is not simply about putting together a go bag and making sure your health insurance is in order, although that is part of it. In general, this pandemic has affected all of us, with the majority of people losing their sources of income. Many of us are making impulsive, indulgent decisions, thinking life is short and unpredictable, so let's enjoy it while we can. However, the concept of living in the present is not applicable to all. On balance, we still have to think realistically of our future and the future of our livelihood. In this difficult time, it is important to have these serious talks with the people we work with and also with our families to talk about what we need to do to prepare for emergencies like lockdowns and COVID admissions. These are difficult conversations, but it is best to have them so we can sleep easily at night, knowing our loved ones are cared for. And as life is short and unpredictable, let us also take every chance to tell our friends and family that we love them. So we move on to teamwork. In the hospital setting, this is what always helps us accomplish our tasks in a timely and efficient manner. During the peak of the COVID crisis in our hospital, most of the senior staff were assigned in the COVID areas, and we were left to man the stations with younger, less seasoned staff members. Without teamwork, we wouldn't have survived the worst days. And teamwork is not limited to working with your professional colleagues. The concept of bayanihan at its core is teamwork with your neighbors. When the lockdown was implemented here in Oman, our kabayans who worked in the food industry were greatly affected. Through joint efforts from other kabayans, we were able to initiate a successful donation drive. P for positivity. On the darkest days, we have to look on the brighter side of things. In my experience with COVID, it was hard to accept at first, but at some point, I became certain I would survive. I prayed and held tight to the thoughts of the people who were wishing for me to get well, and it really helped me a lot. But this is not to say that the people who are upset about their COVID diagnosis do not easily recover, but I think it's important to remember that there is life beyond the 14 days of fear and isolation, just like there will be life beyond this pandemic. We should feel, accept, and embrace all the negative emotions that come with this period, but we should also eventually frame our thoughts in a way that gives meaning to this difficult experience. Real positivity is not about never feeling sad nor afraid about what is happening to you, but about feeling all of it and understanding that this challenge has a great purpose for you in the end. Compassion and commitment. We do not live only for ourselves, but also for the people in our community. This is lived also through the concept of bayanihan, as I mentioned earlier. And I remember while I was sick with COVID, a lot of people reached out and offered prayers, brought me food and help, even after I completed my isolation. It was also surprising that even those people who I really don't see every day and speak to every day were also there for me. And so we also have a responsibility to our country and the people as we have committed to our profession. Being of service to our patients is a form of self-sacrifice in a way that exemplifies the culture of caring. We go above and beyond what is being asked. Last but not the least, resiliency. This, I believe, is one of the greatest traits that we have as Filipinos. There is no virus that can take down our indomitable spirit. Of course, a crisis like COVID pandemic points out all the ways that we are unprepared for a disaster on the national level, at work, and as individuals. This pandemic is a harsh wake-up call for us to make changes, whether it's things as significant as the leaders we will vote for, or as small as poor health habits that could put us at bigger risk for COVID. Change is scary, but if we are able to weather disasters, lockdowns, illnesses, then that same resilience will help us to make the necessary changes needed for us to survive this crisis. More than resilient, Filipinos are adaptable, resourceful, and flexible. All things I have had to be as I fought COVID here, and all of the traits I know you all have in you as well. These traits, along with resilience, will be instrumental in helping you in your business or your work team survive and thrive during this pandemic. So I'm grateful to have this chance to share my story with you today, and perhaps this is one of the ways that my brush with COVID will be given meaning. If the lessons I have learned back then will be valuable to you now, then my experience will have served a purpose. Again, I'm Grace Audrey Veluz, and I applaud all of you heroes who are here with us today. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Wow, thank you very much, Miss Grace Audrey Veluz, for that sharing. Wow, may bago na tayong meaning ng RT-PCR, right? So, readiness, teamwork, positivity, compassion, and commitment, and resiliency. Ayan, there is life beyond pandemic. Tama ba? Type yes in the chat box if you agree on that. Thank you very much once again, Audrey. Feel free to message in our chat box your questions for our question and answer portion in a while. But before that, we would like to thank our sponsors. All right, now help me welcome on the virtual stage our heroes, Mr. Jonas Dupo, Miss Cris Alegre, and Miss Grace Audrey Veluz to join me here so that we can have our question and answer portion. Ayan. So while they're being spotlighted, yung ating mga viewers right now, if you have questions, please put it in our chat box so that we can ask them later on. Okay, so for our first question, this could be answered by either any one of you. Okay, what is the best time frame of working as an OFW? So probably si Jonas muna to answer this one.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Nag-turn off ka ng video, Jonas?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm back. Okay. When is the best time to go home? I think if you're...
Oops, nawala ang audio mo?
Yeah. I think I'm good. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now.
Yes.
Good. Best time frame for working as an OFW?
Okay, time frame for me, best time frame for me is at least maybe 5 to 10 years or average 7 years. Actually, you can already build a lot of investments maybe because that's our main goal. Actually, it's all about, the main priority here is all about asset. So that when you go home, you can already live. At least when you go home, you can already sustain your lifestyle. So far, based also from the books that I read, at least 7 years. And you know what? If you will invest in one condominium for rent, you can actually already gain, or you can actually already settle almost everything after 7 years. So I think that's one ceiling. But for me, I stayed for 5 years only. But anyway, 5 to 10 years is okay for me.
Okay. Thanks, Jonas. How about si Cris? Because she has a recruitment agency. Kayo po, Miss Cris, what's your answer to that question?
Actually, for me, Yung mga OFW kasi na napapaalis namin, parang wala silang time frame. Hanggang hindi sila overage, sige pa rin sila ng sige ng pag-abroad. So, I think it depends sa tao kung ano yung priority mo. Kasi yung iba talaga priority nila is to keep on earning and earning and earning. Parang hindi natatapos yung kailangan, kaya alis pa rin sila ng alis. O kung ang priority mo ba ay gusto ko lang sa Pilipinas, kukuha lang ako ng puhunan, but I wanted to be with my family. So if that is your purpose, tama si Jonas, mga 5 to 7 years is enough na meron kang savings, and then umuwi ka, mamuhunan ka, mag-business ka, or do anything na mapagkukunan ng profit dito sa Philippines.
Okay. Thank you. As a follow-up question, ano kaya yung magandang mga assets na i-build mo? Aside from yung na-mention na ni Jonas na like condominium, get a condominium, ano yung pwede nating ma-recommend para sa ating mga OFWs to build on passive income and be finally debt-free?
Ako, para sa akin, ito, familiar dito si Grace tsaka si Jonas. Meron tinatawag na pre-departure orientation seminar sa mga OFW. So, ginagawa tong seminar na to just to give parang an overview sa OFW na ito yung mga dapat mong i-invest. Meron daw magpe-present na mag-invest ka sa bahay. Meron daw mga magpe-present na mag-invest ka sa business or wag gastos ng gastos, saan pupunta pag may emergency. Meron din naman doon ipe-present, gaya ng isang sponsor natin, Manulife, they're also presenting there to secure financial freedom din through investing sa mga insurances, securing their family in health insurance, life insurance. Kasi minsan, alam mo, minsan hindi maiwasan din sa mga Pilipino yung, alam mo yung one day millionaire, yung kapag nahawakan nila yung pera, gastos dito, gastos doon, lahat updated na sa kung saan-saan. So, nakakalimutan nila yung insecure. And then, gaya nung isa rin nating speaker na discuss na minsan yung kapag nagkasakit yung family, nagkasakit, yan yung talagang mga yung malakihang gastusan ng OFW pag nasa abroad yan, kahit ipangutang nila doon, they wouldn't mind. So it's really important then that they also invest on those kind of available naman yan eh. So it's really important that they will also think about that.
Ayan. Thank you, Miss Cris. I'd like to ask, how about you, Audrey? How are you preparing for gaano katagal ka bang mag-work sa Oman, and can you share to us your plans in terms of building assets? Yan.
Yeah, so as I mentioned doon sa ating Q Cafe session last week, 2 weeks anyway, last week, I'm at a crossroads right now. So hindi ko pa sure kung kung saan ako pupunta, pero definitely there are plans of syempre going home and settling. Parang hindi, 'di ba, ultimate dream nga ng bawat OFW ang makauwi and makapag-settle sa Pilipinas finally, kasi syempre it's the distance at saka yung maraming factors ng being away from the family ang talagang yun yung mahirap as an OFW. So regarding din sa question that was raised earlier, maganda talaga yung makaka-develop ka ng emergency fund as mentioned ni Jonas, and yung sinabi ko rin sa presentation ko na of course you have to make sure that your insurances are in order. Yon. Para syempre, 'di ba? Pag may na-save ka, meron ka ring makukuha.
Thank you. Thank you, Audrey. Would you agree na si Audrey magaling na speaker? Pwedeng inspirational speaker to si Audrey eh.
Very inspiring ang kaibigan ko na yan, kaya nakaka-proud.
Galing niya. 'Di ba? So, pwedeng maging career yan.
Kinarir ko na ngayon sa akin eh.
Oo, diba? Okay.
Kinarir mo naman, Jonas, pag-edit ng video.
Oo, diba? Yan, napaka-inspiring. Okay, for my next question, it's for Miss Cris. What moved you to take a chance or risk in opening a new business during the pandemic, yung clean and fix?
Para sa akin, ang if tungkol lang sa profit or Kasi masakit sa ulo ang recruitment agency business eh, and I still have other business, no? So parang, ano to, magdadagdag na naman ako ng another sakit sa ulo,
Sakit
parang
ng
gano'n.
ulo.
So, hindi siya more on parang kikita ba siya or what. Ang really nag-push sa akin is, I think dahil sanay akong nagbibigay ng trabaho, hindi ako mapakali kapag may nanghihingi sa akin ng trabaho tapos hindi ko mabigyan nung
Mabig.
suitable para sa kanila. So ayan, sila Grace, tsaka si Jonas, no, nurse yan. Pero, di ba na-mention ko sa presentation ko na I go to provinces to look for workers. Merong time, it really break my heart, no, na kahit domestic helper ang nag-a-apply nurse, nag-a-apply teacher. So sabi ko sa kanila, ba't kayo nag-a-apply ng domestic helper? Sabi nila, ma'am, ang nurse dito sa probinsya, ang sweldo 6,000 pesos. So kung magdo-domestic helper sa Hong Kong, ang sweldo 30,000, ba't hindi nila i-grab yung opportunity na yon? So parang sabi ko, teka lang, hindi pwede yan. Maghahanap ako ng job order na para sa inyo kasi minsan ino-orient ko sila yung hindi lang ba magkaroon lang ng trabaho. Gusto ko merong career path. Ano ka ba talaga in the next 5 to 10 years? Hindi yung, basta okay na kahit, maraming Pilipinong ganun eh. Bahala na ano. Kahit ano, maski ano, basta magkatrabaho lang. So, nakakaano talaga, broken heart yung ganun. So, ang dami kong OFW na stranded, especially domestic helper. Hindi ko sila mapauwi sa probinsya. Hindi ko rin sila mabigyan ng trabaho locally, di ba? So, lagi sila, ma'am, pengin sideline. Saan po kami pwede mag-sideline? Wala na po kaming mapadala sa mga anak namin. Sabi ko, kailangan, I need to do something. So, yun, yung Clean and Fix has been, na-push through siya dahil I really wanted to help. And then, bonus na lang na it thrives. Yung business, it thrives. And I'm happy kasi mas marami akong matutulungan na mabigyan ng work. And malay mo, itong mga OFW na to, hindi na sila umalis kasi they're very happy and satisfied na of what they're earning here in the Philippines.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Cris. Sabi nga dito ni Arkiching, tama, halos sa abroad na nagkakaedad ang mga OFW na walang plano or
Umuwi.
work ng work basta may ipadala lang sa pamilya. Okay. Si Arkiching is watching us from Guam. Yan. International tayo talaga ngayon. Ako gusto ko rin ma-share ni Jonas. I think hindi niya masyadong na-share sa story niya kanina. Yung paano ka nag-pivot, Jonas? 'Di ba you were planning to go on live workshops and all that, no? Share mo naman sa ating mga viewers yung iyong pag-pivot ng iyong business.
Yes, okay. Almost everyone naman, we have our certain calling and we have our certain priorities. Alam yan ni Miss Cris, pati si Audrey bilang kaibigan ko. Alam niya yung mga plans ko for the longest time. Whenever they ask me, okay pa ba, kaya mo pa ba? I mean, okay ka pa ba? I always tell them, uwi na ako this year. I really want to pursue my passion full time. I just want to write books. I just want to speak to inspire. That's my goal. And actually, my pivot, it's actually guided by God. You know what I did? I prayed really hard. I went into a lot of soul-searching activities and also a lot of prayer and fasting. To tell you honestly, pinaka-practical, siguro naka 5 seasons ako, 21 days, 21 days, 21 days na 4 times. And then pinaka-last ko na prayer and fasting is 40 days. Just to seek the Lord. Gusto ko yung maramdaman ko from my heart that it's really my time to move forward and to go home and start my business. And siguro yung pinaka-top. But secondary, you know what? It's really good to open yourself from a lot of information, and I really trained a lot. I attended a lot of workshop, and any opportunity that I can really improve myself, I always grab it because I know that failures will be there, it will happen, pero iba pa rin if I am prepared for what will happen. And it's necessary for all of us, for anyone who wants to pivot, para sa akin talaga, you need to involve the Lord in the equation. Never ever forget God because I think He controls everything. He's working behind the scene, and whatever you do, as long as kasama ang Panginoon, mabibless at mabibless ka.
Yes, that's
Amen.
true. And now you're multiplying yourself.
Yes,
You're helping a lot.
Lord.
How many authors na nga yung
Today, I already
nag-post, no?
published maybe in less than 2 years. I think 1 year and May yan eh. So 1 year and 8 months siguro. Almost 2 years. I already published and trained 302 authors. So 302
Wow.
published authors from all
Slow
over the
clap naman
globe.
doon.
Yes, I started May 2020. As in 2 months after the pandemic, I need to pivot. Kailangan ko talagang mag-online na. Kako, I cannot wait for the face-to-face training ng book writing. So I opened up an online class, online module, and it's just so amazing because the feedback at saka yung mga taong lumapit talaga, sobrang nakaka-amaze lang. So ngayon, we have authors from different walks of life, even blind, 13-year-old blind child. I trained her to publish her book. 11-year-old who experienced selective mutism from Abu Dhabi. Na-train namin ng author siya. Those who are already 68 years old na parang feel nila hindi na magkakatotoo yung mga pangarap nila na tulungang maging author. So sobrang fulfilling po that during this pandemic, nag-thrive talaga yung business ko na or yung passion ko to really train aspiring authors. To God be the glory po.
Grabe. Nagamit ka talaga ni Lord pagdating
Amen.
dyan sa aspeto na yan.
Amen.
Okay. Si Audrey naman, tanungin natin, as a nurse working in Oman, what was the biggest personal value unlocked from you when you got the virus?
Nako, talagang yung resiliency na. Kasi it's a lot to process na parang ako yung nagtatrabaho, I should be the one who's there and not here at home and in isolation. So parang at saka parang sabay-sabay din kasi yun na we were at the peak of COVID, nagkasakit ako, tapos I had to go back after 14 days and then crunch time ulit na parang ang hirap nung transition kasi from being sick and then mag-work ka ulit agad na pukpok ka talaga yung trabaho. Parang masasabi ko na kung talagang nandun din dapat talaga yung commitment mo to your work. Kaya, yun na nga, minention ko na nga doon sa acronym ko na sa presentation ko. So, yun talaga yung pinakang parang sabi ko, kaya ko pala yung mga ganong bagay na before, parang feeling ko hindi, very unimaginable siya. So, siguro through time na din at saka dahil it was asked, dahil for yung dun sa situation, so, kailangan na mag-level up at saka kailangan talagang magkaroon ng pagbabago sa self.
Ayan. May physical bang pagbabago din nangyari?
Wala naman.
Di ba sabi mo nag-skip yung sa heartbeat mo, yung kinukwento mo, yung parang okay na yun, na-settle yun? After na.
Oo, okay na. Nakapag-medicate naman ako for that. Nag-skip beats yung heart ko. Tapos may konting, in simpler terms, kinukulangan ng oxygen yung heart ko. Kaya nagko-compensate yung heart ko, nagsiskip beat siya, bumibili siya ng tibok kahit nakaupo lang ako.
Diba?
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
So thank you Audrey for sharing that story. You know, iba yung kay Audrey kasi siya mismo naka-experience din siya. I think si Miss Cris din naka-experience din ng COVID for some time, 'di ba? But in your case, home quarantine lang yung nangyari sa inyo ng family, right? So iba din talaga when you yourself have experienced it and then you are serving people who are experiencing COVID pa, no? So parang mas nakaka-empathize ka sa pinagdadaanan ng mga taong may COVID. Ayan. I think we don't have any more questions. Meron pa bang gustong humabol ng question sa ating mga viewers, live viewers right now? Yan, they're sending in. Please send in all your love to our speakers. They really devoted their time and effort in making those videos for us and also being with us right now here in our event to send some inspiration and some insights, no, na pwede nating magamit sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay. Ayan, so I think we're done already and we have no more time left for our event. Once again, I'd like to thank our guest speakers for our Heroes Online Summit 4. Yay! Si Cris Alegre, si Jonas Dupo, and si Audrey Veluz. Maraming salamat. Thank you for gracing our event tonight. And now, before we end this, let us draw na ang ating grand prize. 3 lucky winners or participants will win our major prize bundle, which consists of 5 packs of butterscotch coffee tea bags courtesy of Coffee Crafters, and then Chooks to Go gift certificate, and 3 books of Tata is My Hero, To the First Woman Who Loved Me, and Be a Value Billionaire. Wow! Exciting! Sino kaya ang mananalo nito? Parang nagtatanong yung mga speaker natin, nandiyan ba yung pangalan namin? Okay, let's spin the wheel. Wow! Congratulations, Miss Mai Santico! Ayan, later on, we'll have a photo op with all the winners natin ng ating mga prizes. Okay, congratulations! On to our next winner! Wow! Kilala ko rin to. Si Richmond Jason Rima! Congratulations, RJ! And our last, but definitely not the least, winner of our major grand prize for tonight. Ayan, ang aking buddy. Janet Bunagan, all the way from Tuguegarao. Maraming salamat. Congratulations, Janet, for winning our grand prize. Nung dumating si Janet sa akin nung lumawas siya nung weekend, nagdala siya ng bayong for me. Okay, bayong ng longganisa at saka ng dumpling. Ngayon, magkakaroon din siya ng bayong. ng mga goodies. Congratulations. Yan ang giver's gain. Giver's gain at work. Whenever you give and give, it all comes back to you. Tama ba yon? Okay, congratulations. We're almost at the end of our program. But before that, let's have one more Zoompi para may memory ulit tayo ng ating event because some of those who attended are medyo late sila nakarating. So, please turn on our videos for our photo op. Ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile! Okay, yung next naman ay Waki. Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile! Waki! And another one, 3, 2, 1, smile! Okay! Yay! Talagang tayo yung the selfie capital of the Philippines. Ay, of the world pala. Okay. There you have it. That concludes our Heroes Online Summit 4. We hope that our heroes were able to inspire you all because I, for sure, was inspired by their stories. Ayan. So, keep those chat coming. So, please send in all your love to all our speakers right here, right now, so that they will be motivated to even inspire more people with their stories. Ayan. Grabe. Again, thank you very much, everyone joining us this evening. Stay tuned for the Heroes Online Summit 5 happening next year. Thank you. God bless everyone. Good night. Stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye. Joining us this evening.
ay gusto kong i-endorso. Pero ang manok ng bayan, hindi ko matanggihan. Bukod sa sobrang sarap na, kasangga ko pa sila sa pagtulong sa mga kapuspalad nating mga kababayan.
Kaisa mo kami sa inyong taus-pusong serbisyo at pagmamahal sa Kamaynilaan. Yorme, ang ganda ng Jones Bridge.
Thank you. Pero Tom Jones na ako. Taga, samahan mo na ako doon sa mga bata. Pogje tayo.
Choose to go ang nag-iisang nokma ni Yorme.
Hey,
Sir Benji, may inireklamo na naman daw po kayo.
ang sarap-sarap ng uling roasters ko. Bakit ko konti lang yung stores? Boss Ronald,
Patulfo ka ng patulfo. Eh, nasa harap mo na ang solusyon. Buksan mo manok mo. Masarap ang uling roasters.
salamat na marami, sir. Sakalan niyo ba, idol?
Tama na, hindi tayo close.
Dahil sa buhay, kailangan mo ng kasangga. Uling Roasters, sumobra sa sarap. Pasensya na.
From Kiamba, Sarangani Province, the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world, 8th Division World Boxing Champion, the fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacman Pacquiao. At ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan, 100% ang sarap, 100% healthy, 0% antibiotics.
Manny, anong sasabi mo? Baka na yan! Ito ang nag-iisang manok ko. Chokes to go, ang nag-iisang MP, manok ni Pacman.